Hey, Doug Upstone here for Vegas Pro Insiders Daily, and today is May 16th, the middle of the month of May. And today we have, once again, 5 free picks for you today to go over. Nothing in the NBA, though, thought we had one with Golden State going from +2 to +1 yesterday, but back up to +2. So nothing on that one. But we do have tonight's big hockey game, along with 4 baseball line moves to consider. Yesterday, free picks, not so hot. Okay, had a bad day. It happens. It's going to happen. Fortunately for VPID members, they did not have a bad day because they had a winning day with my plays, highlighted by the Detroit Tigers winning outright last night against Cleveland in a huge come-from-behind win, a rare situation for that to occur, but you know what those do, and I was more than happy to take it only because I had lost in similar fashion with Colorado last week to Milwaukee, so the gambling gods kind of evened that one out for me. Hey, so the winning continues. Vegas Pro Insider Daily. My personal record of late, 116-84 since the latter part of February, so that is all good news. That's $2,600 of profit for $100 bettors, and you can do the math if you bet $200, $300, $500, or $1,000, okay? It's all good, okay? So you're going to get that. You're going to get Wise Guys plays. You're going to get Super Systems. You're going to get the top trends of the day, all for just $39.99 a month. It's the best value in sports betting. And the thing is, as I mentioned before, my sole purpose is to help you build your bankroll, okay? I build my own. I have other clients that I'm building bankrolls for, but I want to help you build your bankroll and get you on a winning streak. So that's what the whole intention here is. So let's get to the free pick, shall we? Winnipeg is going to be at Vegas for Game 3 of the Western Conference Finals. Now, home ice advantage has meant next to nothing so far in the conference finals. 4 of the 5 games that have been played have been won by the visitors, and often in pretty decisive fashion. So it has not meant much, and I think that certainly plays into the fact why Vegas has dropped from -145 down to -125 against Winnipeg. Now, the Golden Knights have outplayed the Jets in the last 4 periods, pretty convincingly. So once things settle down, Vegas has really kind of had their way. So we'll see what we have to offer tonight. Just overall, I think this is certainly a tough call and probably the most important game of the series in terms of what the potential outcome could be. I'm going to, though, just lean. This is not, you can tell by my heavy size, I'm not 100% sold on this. I'm going to lean with Winnipeg on this one, and primarily because they're 27-4 in revenge games this year. And they won 3 out of the 4 in Nashville, so this team certainly is capable of coming up with a big performance on the road. Next up, the Los Angeles Dodgers are at Miami, and we got side and total action on this one. Now, 6 weeks ago, the chances of the LA Dodgers being 1 game ahead of Miami in the standings were about the same as the Boston Celtics having a 2-0 lead in the Eastern Conference Finals. And look how that turned out. So that's where we are. All the goodwill the Dodgers got from last year going to the World Series, playing in Game 7 before losing to Houston, all gone now. This team is not playing good baseball. Tonight, though, and I should say, and with that, in tonight's action, the Dodgers have slipped 15 cents down to 160 with Walker, not Ferris Bueller, pitching for them. Now, Bueller's been sharp, 2-1 with a 1.64 ERA, and he hopes that his team's hitters don't take the day off like they have been of late, seemingly scoring 3.1 runs per game in the llast week. And they're going to go up against Caleb Smith for Miami. And Smith hasn't been bad. He's got an ERA of 3.63. He's 2-4. Part of that's just how bad Miami is, but it's not like the Dodgers are a whole lot better here. With good pitching, lack of hitting, because Miami's only averaging 3.5 runs per game on the entire season, the total also slid from 7.5 down to 7. Now, myself, in this game, I like the total more than I like anything else, and I like the over. And part of the reason I like the over, the Dodgers are 8-0 over when the total is 7 or less this year. So that's my better choice on that. And I'm just going to give the smallest, the tiniest of leans to the Dodgers, thinking that at some point they have to start playing like the Dodgers, and maybe it'll be tonight. We'll find out. Next up, we had it yesterday, Cubs in Atlanta. For line moves, I missed that one. But tonight's a little bit different, though. We got the side action. Now, the Cubs scored twice in the ninth inning yesterday to win 3-2, and there was plenty of controversy in the fifth inning of that game with how things turned out. And went against Atlanta, things go on. That's how it goes. Now, the odds makers sent out the Cubs as minus 125 favorites with Tyler Chatwood, but he's also, I think, the reason that the Braves have been flipped to a minus 110 favorite. And here's why. Chatwood, 37 2/3 innings, 32 walks. Okay, he's walking the park time after time. Sure, his ERA is only 3.35, in part because he's got 38 strikeouts, so he's averaging better than a strikeout an inning. But the Braves are the best offensive team in the National League, and you would think that they would certainly at home be able to take advantage of someone like Chatwood, at least in theory. So I think that's why they're a big switch. Nonetheless, Brandon McCarthy, horrible in his last two starts. 14 runs allowed in not even 9 innings. His ERA has skyrocketed up to 5.58. The Braves are 11-4 off a loss this year. No question about it. But you know what? I just got a feeling. It's been a while, but I watched that game, particularly the ninth inning. Cubs played a little more fire. I mentioned that in an article I'd written someplace else the other day. Cubs played a little more fire, like the emotion that I saw. This team sometimes plays it too cool for school. I think they come ready to play yet again tonight. In theory, they still do have a little bit of a pitching edge on the matchup. Their bullpen overall is better. I'm just going to lean with the Cubbies on that one. All right, let's move ahead to our last game of the day, which is a big one. Houston at the Los Angeles Angels. Now, this series is tied up at 1-1 so far. Houston went back and took the lead in the AL West last night over the Angels by a single game. Coming from behind, with a rally in the eighth inning, they won 5-3. So we've had some really good games. So the first one was 2-1, exciting games. So tonight, Justin Verlander going for Houston, and they opened at minus 160. And Verlander will toe the rubber against Garrett Richards, who's having a pretty good season. But Verlander's been, ERA is 1.21. I mean, and that's pretty unusual because the last couple of years in Detroit, he was actually quite poor to start the season. So his continuation from last year certainly has gone on. Now, despite the fact that the Halos are only 11-13 at the Big A this year, they have dropped a full 30 cents down to plus 120 underdogs against Houston. That certainly is interesting. Now, looking at both pitchers, Richards and Verlander, they're basically 500 pitchers records against the opposing team that they're facing tonight. So nothing to be learned there. But I'm going to side with Verlander and the Houston Astros in this one. Verlander's always is tough. I mean, he loses. He's got 2 losses this year, but it's been the lack of offense has hurt him, not his pitching. And the Stros are 15-7 on the road this year. I'll lean with the Astros to take the victory tonight. So, hey, this is Doug Upstone, Vegas Pro Insiders Daily. VPID memberships, $39.99. You can get started for just $7 for 7 days to take a test drive if that's what you'd like to do. Have at it. I'll be back on Friday. Doug Upstone, Vegas Pro Insiders Daily. I am